Something in the atmosphere just shifted, and you can feel it, can't you? A silent turning beneath the surface has begun. Something invisible, yet unmistakably real. It's as if the masks people have worn so confidently are beginning to slip, not because they want to, but because the energy around them no longer allows pretense. A new current is rising, and it's not waiting for anyone to be ready. Welcome to the firestorm of Venus igniting Aries. This cosmic alignment doesn't whisper, it roars. It burns through illusions, peels back filters, and lights up what has been lurking in the shadows. Over the next 48 hours, you're not just stepping into another phase. You're walking into exposure. And it's already begun. People aren't just showing signs of envy. It runs deeper. It's unspoken tension, sudden awkwardness, strange silences in moments that once held support. The truth? You're glowing, and your elevation is disrupting environments that weren't built to hold your next level. If you've recently caught a vibe, a strange shift in someone's behavior, a subtle jab, a passive withdrawal, you weren't imagining it. That was your intuition tuning in before your mind could make sense of it. You can share what you've noticed in the comments if you feel called to. And if you're ready to move with this wave of clarity, type 505, not as a superstition, but as a declaration. You're stepping into alignment, not approval. And what if I told you, someone close is about to reveal something you were never meant to witness? Keep watching, because by the end of this message, the signs will start to make sense. Let's begin with the truth. This shift isn't linear. It's layered. It moves in waves, like tides pulling in the unseen debris. This isn't just a passing energy. It's an unveiling cycle. And each day of it reveals more faces, intentions, even your own blind spots. You'll notice it first in the small things. A sudden change in someone's tone. A compliment that feels hollow. A delay in reply that speaks volumes. You won't be sure if they've changed or if you're just finally seeing clearly. And the wildest part? You may not react the way you used to. You'll just observe. Quiet. Aware. Detached. This isn't about confrontation. It's about realization. You're entering a season where your perception sharpens. Suddenly, that friend who always laughs a little too hard when you struggle feels off. That colleague who mimics your ideas feels exposed. That silent follower who watches your every move feels too present. These aren't coincidences. They're symptoms of energetic truth surfacing. Venus in Aries doesn't just open hearts. It awakens instincts. It draws out dormant feelings and urges people to act, sometimes without understanding why. That's why people from your past may resurface in your thoughts. Why you might feel watched even when alone. Because you are. And not in a creepy way, in an energetic one. There are eyes on you. People taking notes. Not out of admiration, but from a place they can't name. It's not jealousy. It's spiritual agitation. A soul-level response to your growth. And many of them don't even realize they're doing it. But you feel it. That flicker. That pull. That moment where someone lingers too long in your orbit. There's someone who's been circling your energy field. Quiet. Distant. But incredibly tuned in. They see what you're stepping into, and it stirs something in them they haven't yet owned. Maybe it's admiration. Maybe it's obsession. But either way, their fixation is intensifying. And over the next few days, those emotions may no longer stay hidden. Some will try to become closer. Others will retreat. And some will try to be you.
This is where it gets real.
Because imitation used to amuse you, now it just feels exhausting. You're walking in your truth, and that's magnetic. But with magnetism comes mimicry. People trying to mirror your light without understanding the fire it took to earn it. You'll notice it in subtle ways. Your phrases. Your style. Even your energy being echoed back at you in strange, unconvincing ways. It won't hit the same. Because truth can't be replicated. Essence can't be copied. Venus in Aries sharpens the difference between influence and identity. This isn't about gatekeeping your originality. It's about recognizing that your light is your signature. And the ones trying to borrow it will find themselves exposed, not by you, but by the vibration of truth you're walking in. Your frequency is shifting. That's why some connections suddenly feel heavier. Some conversations feel forced. Some compliments feel rehearsed. You're not being negative. You're just finally seeing clearly. This cosmic alignment isn't here to start drama. It's here to clean house. The people who once felt safe may now feel unfamiliar. Not because they changed, but because your soul no longer bends to stay in alignment with who you've outgrown. That discomfort you feel around certain people now, that's your higher self reclaiming space. And yes, some people will withdraw. Others will get quiet when you share good news. They'll call it boundaries. They'll say they're just busy. But the truth? Some people can't celebrate you without confronting their own stagnation. And rather than do the work, they'll pretend not to see your eyes.
Let them.
This isn't loss. It's spiritual editing. The universe is filtering your space. Not to isolate you, but to prepare you. You're entering a new realm where only aligned souls can breathe the air. And here's where the real twist begins. You're no longer chasing love, validation, or attention. You've become the gravitational pull. You're the center now, the one others orbit. And not because you've demanded it, but because your energy has finally stopped begging to be understood. You're not louder, you're clearer. And clarity radiates. You're not here to convince anyone of your worth. You're here to confirm what's already sacred. The ones meant for you won't need reminders. They'll feel it. The ones not aligned, they'll fade. Sometimes in silence. Sometimes with friction. But always in divine order. Venus in Aries pulls no punches, it reveals motives. It calls forward genuine connection and burns through convenience. It shows you who came for you and who only came for the version of you that served them. So if things are shifting, let them. If people are ghosting, release them. If you're suddenly seeing the truth, trust it. This isn't rejection. It's redirection. You're not chasing anymore. You're receiving. You're not performing. You're becoming. And anyone who can't handle your presence was never meant to hold your future. Because right now you are rising, not just in visibility, but in vibration. And no imitation can follow where you're headed. You start shifting balances without lifting a finger. You walk in and suddenly the atmosphere changes. People who were once secure in their roles now question their place.
Why?
Because your energy doesn't compete, it reveals. It reflects. It reminds them of what they've been ignoring in themselves. This isn't about arrogance. It's about energetic truth. You're no longer dimming to keep others comfortable. You're no longer apologizing for evolving. The version of you that used to shrink back is gone. And this new you? This elevated, vibrant, grounded version, it's making waves. Venus blazing through Aries doesn't ask for permission. It burns through illusions. It uncovers all the subtle jealousies, the masked friendships, the unspoken tensions. You'll start noticing how certain people lean in when you struggle, but grow quiet when you shine. That contrast is no longer going unnoticed. And the people who used to be able to manipulate you with guilt, with silence, with subtle digs, they're losing their grip. You're not responding the way you used to. You're not begging for clarity, for approval, for belonging. You've outgrown that cycle. You've outgrown their version of you. What's unfolding right now isn't random. It's a divine reconfiguration. The universe is adjusting your surroundings to match your inner transformation. And with every step you take, people will either align with your growth or quietly exit your field.
Let them.
You're stepping into a timeline where your light isn't just visible, it's commanding. Where your truth doesn't just resonate, it echoes. You're not meant to fit in where you used to feel overlooked. You're meant to lead in places that respect your energy, not consume it. Some of you are noticing strange behavior, people mimicking your words, adopting your style, echoing your voice without carrying its depth. That's not coincidence. That's resonance, without embodiment. And no matter how close they try to walk in your rhythm, they'll never carry your frequency. Because your essence is earned. It's built through silent battles, private evolutions, countless nights of shedding and becoming. They weren't there for that. They want the fruit without understanding the roots. But here's the beauty. You don't have to correct them. You don't need to expose anyone. The truth is revealing itself. Naturally. Effortlessly. This is exposure season. Not to bring you drama, but to bring you freedom. You're not obligated to explain shifts you feel in your spirit. You're not required to carry connections that feel like weight instead of wings. You're allowed to release what doesn't resonate anymore. And as Venus continues its trail through Aries, the sparks flying around you aren't just emotional, they're transformational. You're not just attracting new people, you're activating them. Your growth is serving as a catalyst. Your glow-up is triggering awakenings in others, even if they don't know how to handle it. Some will be drawn to you with admiration, with curiosity, even love. Others will feel conflicted, pulled toward you, but resisting the mirror you represent. That's not your burden to manage. Let them sort through their own reflection. You've got elevation to embody. You're not chasing clarity anymore. You are the clarity. You're not looking for rooms to prove your worth. You are the room. The chapter you're walking into doesn't require validation. It requires embodiment. And as you hold your frequency, everything that no longer matches it will fall away, not because you're broken, but because you're becoming. So, be unafraid of the silence that follows. Be unshaken by the distance that grows between you and what once felt familiar. That space isn't loss, it's alignment. That space is clearing a path for the people, the opportunities, and the moments that see you clearly. You're no longer hiding behind potential. You're stepping into presence. You're becoming undeniable.